Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Disco Kitty, the Crappy Crafter. Today, we're going to pretend to be the Crappy Artist. I used to be called the Crappy Artist back when I had a webcomic. Yes, I had a webcomic. It ran for 9 years, it was all hand-drawn and then digitally colored, but for some things, I enjoyed using Copics. 48-piece set. It's my whole collection. I even have they're still liquid, so that's good because these were in storage for 8 years. I haven't used them in a long time. So today we're going to find out if they're still viable, if they're still juicy, if the tips are still any good after 8 years of being in storage, and then maybe we'll try to do some art. Crappy art, because I am not an artist. But let's get into it. Let's start off by showing off some of what I'm going to use. 0.3mm pencil, brand doesn't matter, Tombow 1mm eraser, and a standard clicky eraser, kneaded eraser, plastic eraser, all of my micron fine liners and my Copic fine liner wallet. I haven't refilled my Copic fine liners in a while. Here I'm measuring out some spaces to make a swatch sheet. Oh, say that 5 times fast. Getting out the wrong fine liner, then the right fine liner, and then drawing lines. Don't worry, I won't make you watch the whole thing. Here's one thing I feel is never stressed enough. Keep your straight edges clean, because if you don't, they will leave marks on your paper when you least want them to. And here we're getting ready to write down all of the names of the markers. And then we will go into swatching. Oh, these are actually quite juicy. Keep in mind, they were in storage for a long time. I keep saying 8 years, but it may be longer. And this particular brand of Copics, I don't think they even make anymore. With the square barrel, I haven't seen those in years. I wonder if I could sell them to a collector. Any takers? And while I don't really talk about it, the ink is very old. I bought this ink at least 12 years ago. So I don't think it works like it's supposed to. Either it has been reformulated or it's just off. And that's okay. It does mostly what I want. It doesn't blend as well as I want it to, though. You'll see. And of course it does bleed through because it's an alcohol ink on mixed media paper. Here, I'm measuring out the size of the paper that I want. I wanted it to be an 8x10, and I didn't have any 8x10s, so I had to make my own. Then we're going to frame it in some washi tape. Now keep in mind, I have virtually no actual training. I never took any kind of anatomy courses. I have no idea what I'm doing, but this will end up being mostly cute. As long as they like it, that's really all that matters. I wanted this baby to look like he was walking forward, but I had so much trouble with that foot. I was like, he's just standing there now. And that's okay. Time to do the outlining. I like the Sakura Micron pens, and I like Copic fine liners as well. I like Copics because you can buy refills and new tips, and I like the metal barrel, but Microns are cheaper and more ubiquitous. You can get them pretty much anywhere. They were my first fine liners because that's what they had in the art store near where I used to live. Now we'll erase, and then we'll get into the markers. And like I said, for markers that haven't been opened in years and years, this one is working pretty well. As long as I am quick, it blends into itself for the most part. I love the brush tip, have always loved the brush tips on these. They just work. Someday, I'm going to have some Ohuhus, and I really want to try them. The only thing that I'm afraid of is no refill. So you just have to keep buying pens over and over and over again. When you can buy one bottle of refill ink and refill your marker 4 or 5 times? I don't know. The refills actually look smaller than they used to. Are they? I don't know. We'll find out. I'll get new ones someday. But these are layering over themselves pretty well. Going in with some really deep shadows. This is way outside my comfort zone, but I think it'll come out pretty well. Now it's time to do some background stuff. And I don't know what that is. I think it's picking up smudge from the paper because, like I said, I am using alcohol ink markers on multimedia paper. So it's kind of unhappy with that. And here we will see just how well they don't blend anymore. Or if they ever did. I don't remember ever trying to blend them like this. When I used to use them, I didn't know it was a thing. I always used to try to do block coloring when I was younger because I was making a webcomic. But that orange line is just, oof. It blends a little bit, but not like I want it to. And it's okay, because the non-artist won't even notice. Now I'm going to dust it off with a brush that I got from Mod Podge, of all places. Come on, you know you enjoyed that. The sharpening and ratcheting in the same thing. Oh, it's a fidget toy all by itself. Here we are going in and playing with pencils over markers, which is another something that I have very rarely done in the past. I've only started doing it recently, and I really like how it comes out. I had looked up reference photos for Sahara deserts, Sahara sunsets specifically, and I kept seeing these wonderful trees, and I wanted to try to replicate one of these trees. This took a pretty significant amount of time, but I think it was so worth it. Just dabbing the brush pen on the side to get kind of a flat leaf looking leaf. It works really well. I really, really like it. And I made a little bird to cover up a little smudge. Now we're going to go in with some background grass and then some foreground grass. And we'll even put a little moss in there. Doing this the really lazy way, of course. But I like to think that it looks good in the end. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. While you're down there, like and subscribe if you like this video. Yeah, I just went there. Time for me to autograph it. And remember, your autograph is not your signature. They should be different. And then I'm going to take off the washi tape, which was very cheap and did not like the paper, and it kind of roughed up the edges a little, but it's okay. It'll be all right. Well, that came out pretty well. Here it is. When I started this, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And then I remembered that I had a commission to do. So I decided to walk a little on the wild side and try out markers that I haven't used in 8 years with a project that I have never quite done before. And don't get me wrong, I've used markers. I'll show you a couple examples here. There's a lot of examples. But for the most part, I've colored digitally in the past. So, again, Elephant Mama and 4 babies is a mama elephant and her 4 babies for a mama and her 4 babies given to her by one of her babies, who is a regular customer of mine where I work. Anyways. So I think that came out pretty well. Alcohol ink markers, pencils, pens. It was definitely a new experience for me using pencils on top of markers. It worked pretty well. And I think I like how I, disguised that little sploop, whatever that was, as a little bird in the distance. So, thank you for visiting, and until next week, stay safe. Why is my eye twitching? Don't you hate it when your eyelid just goes bleh, bleh, bleh? Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to be testing out some pens, markers. This is so hard today. I am Disco Kitty. I'm Cray Cray. I am Disco Kitty. If you're new here, you'd know. Why am I stupid today? Hi. Oh, did I move your bed? Come here. Come here. Oh, yay. Oh, such a big fluff of fluff. He's such a good boy. He's my big ball of fluff who needs his claws trimmed because they're owie. Oh, so owie. Yes, but we need because we love.